Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are cozy and comfortable because I sure am. I wanted to show you the progress that I've made in my collage book. If you haven't already seen part 1, go ahead and go see it and then come back. I showed the first few pages that I worked on when I started, so I'm going to continue where I left off. So I had skipped a page actually before. After this page, I had done this cool little thing with this page, and then I didn't know what to put on the other side, but now I do. I had bought a photo printer. They're actually stickers. Photo printer at the end of last year, and so I printed out pictures. This is board games with my brother's family. This was at the ROM during Dino Night. This was my grandpa's 93rd birthday. And this was a gathering we had from my art therapy cohort. We brought food. It was like a potluck. And the host, Julia, she put out craft paper on the table and markers and pencil crayons, and it was so much fun. It was so cozy, it was so cute, and it was so memorable. So this is actually a haiku I wrote. It's around the table we celebrate each other in good company. It's a haiku. Around the table we celebrate each other in good company. I showed this in the last one. The back of the page is very slippery, so this probably has like 10 million layers of glue, different glue sticks, white glue. But anyways, I taped the other side down. That's why it's down. I think I might just staple it. Sometimes maybe you should give up. I don't know. I did this at an art hive that I went to. I did this the same day. It says, hold on tight to your dreams, see possibility everywhere. It's 3 different images that I put together. And this is a glob of glue that had dried on my table. I love this page. I have a really good friend. They were obsessed with Supreme. And they gave me this sticker, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it, so I collaged with it. So this was perfect. I sat with this image for like a year. I didn't know what to do with it, and this seemed perfect. It says, I don't give a damn. And these apple stickers I used to give out. So I did a teaching internship in China in my 3rd year university. I don't know why I did that, but I did it. I still can't believe that I did that. It was one of the craziest things I've ever done, but I would give the students these stickers every time they answered something correct or if they behaved or whatever. It's so cute. I taught grade 1 and 2 kids English, and they would always be like, okay, great, okay. So cute. This says use your wings, so I drew little wings on this fish. This is not a collage. I drew some blueberries. Always take the scenic route. Be open to whatever comes next. Sorry, it's backwards for me. Be open to whatever comes next. Hell yeah. This is so cute. This is another glob of glue that had dried. I think it dried at the same time. I colored it on one side and then I ripped the page so you could see through. I love this page. It's so simple. I wanted to play with lines and colors. And it's a little picture of me. It says, It says spring is in the air, Happy New Year, because so many places around the world celebrate New Year in the spring. And that feels very right to me. I don't know. Sometimes you experiment and it's just an experiment. This is a fit I bought at the Salvation Army. Very cute. Can't wait to wear it in the summer. Very cute, very cute. This is one of my favorite pieces in the book. I love this piece so much. It says, Dear Swanee, sorry, I'm too excited. Dear Swanee Sokoti, eat your heart out. So I have a very interesting relationship with food. If you've known me for a long time, you either know me as someone who eats so much, or you know me as someone who doesn't eat at all. And my appetite is very dependent on my food is always for sharing. So, so this is a very special piece to me. And I'll actually come back to this maybe in another video. Don't have time to cover everything today. This one was fun. I love milk desserts. This is a rasmalai. So yummy. This was, skip the page. This was, I made at an art hive and I wanted to play with, there was like a one-hole puncher. And so I wanted to play with that. This is a SpongeBob themed image someone had made, left behind, so I collaged with it. I love sweet things. I loved this one. It had like little chunks of mango. I like this piece too. My cousin gave me this bird. The other bird is right here. I'm going to show you a close-up picture in a bit. So much fun. I went overboard with the mirrors, but maybe not because this is so fun. These I've had forever. I'm like, what do I do with it? So I've really started to just use everything that I have. I'm not saving nice things for later. No more of that. Why? Save it for what? I don't think if I approached this collage book with that same mentality of like, I need it to be perfect, I'm going to save these materials for something bigger, better. Like, I would have never explored so many things that I did. Like, all of these are so different. And that's how you kind of push your boundaries with what you're comfortable with your creativity. So, yeah. I'm going to come back to this because I have a lot to say. And it kind of ties in with how our art therapy sessions could develop. And I feel like when I started this channel, I wanted to talk a lot more about art therapy than I do. Whatever. It's a sticker. I really like this page. I don't like the contrast of these pages. I don't know. Sometimes I like this image, sometimes I don't. All great things have small beginnings. Sometimes it feels simple. Sometimes it doesn't feel like anything. But it's the start of something. Just playing around. Not every page is going to be like, wow, you know? So I had these pieces cut out, like minus the black and the blue and the red. I had this page just sitting there. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? It's kind of ugly. Then I colored in the black with pencil crayon. And this was the blue and the red. I don't think it goes with the image, but my head, what I was thinking was the Nepali flag. White, red, and blue. So I'm not sure if I'll keep this white or black. Let's see. I don't know if I'm done or if I'm going to add to it. I'm always going back to things and redoing it and thinking about it. I really like this page. It says stay for tea. And so this green sits like this on this side, and then it's a background, like, cool. I don't know what I'll add to this, but I did it in one of my art therapy classes. And that's what I have so far, and I have maybe, okay, what month am I in? I'm in August, so I'm done more than half. I want to go back to this. I've wrote a little bit about this image and what it brought up in me on my Instagram, so you can go check that out if you want. If not, this is an image that I thought, it really spoke to me when I saw it. What I feel when I see this image is cold, quiet, I think clarity. I feel held. Maybe it's like the pressure being underwater, kind of, you are being held by water. So those are the main things, and I can kind of sense the slipperiness of the seaweed, and I can imagine the sound of muffled silence. So that's what's happening when I see this image. And it says take risks. So after I did this, it was around the same time where I started putting things up on my wall. I've always had things up on my wall growing up. I think expression has been so important to me, expression through art. And why should I stop now? So at the beginning, I only had this image of, this is a picture of me. I don't know how old I am there. It'd have to be less than 7, I think. Yeah, I have no idea how old I am there, but this was the only image that was up on my wall. And the more I started thinking about this and that, I started thinking about, I am here today because this little girl decided to take the risks that she did. This little girl decided that she was going to push through, that nothing was going to stop her, that she was going to fight like hell. And I'm only here because she didn't give up. And there were many, 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 many times in my life where I desperately just wanted to give up. Like, life felt so unbearable that I just thought it would be easier to not exist. I've talked about this before where, like, I was never, like, actively suicidal, but I had thoughts like, it's okay if I don't continue. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me to talk about that part of my life while I'm in this very comfortable, very happy, very grateful, very, like, amazing part of my life. And actually, I did EMDR therapy, and one day my therapist asked me to imagine myself with my younger self, and she was like, maybe you want to give her a hug or whatever. But when I was imagining that, I imagined younger me giving me a hug, telling me that it's going to be okay and that we're going to be okay. And that has kind of stuck with me a lot. So when this was the only image that I had up, every morning I would wake up and I would feel so motivated to do the best that I could do. Like I felt like I owed it to my little self to just like keep going and doing what I need to do and doing what I always dreamed of. Like I get to live, I don't know how to describe, like I get to live my dream. Like I get to live our dream. So I've decided to flip the camera and give you a little bit of a close-up. After this image went up, I put up this image, and this image I had worked on with while I was in an art therapy session with my client. My client is pretty skilled at art, so I felt comfortable making something that wasn't just scribbles and doodles. This client has been drawing horses for the past 4 or 5 sessions, and I actually started thinking a lot about what horse means to me. So I'm just going to be going back and forth because I have stuff to say. So what does horse mean to me? I'm just going to give you like this high level background so you can understand why this is so important to me. So my name is actually Ashwini. Ashwini translates to horse from Ashwa in Sanskrit. So when I immigrated to Canada, my grandpa was in charge of our paperwork, and he butchered my name and he butchered my brother's name. And it's because I'd never really thought about it before, but if you come from a place where like the alphabet is not you, the English alphabet is not used, you literally have to make up how to spell it in English, you know? So thank you, Grandpa, for trying your best. But Ashwini translates to horse from Ashwa. The term is most prominently used in Hindu astrology to denote the first nakshatra, lunar mansion, which is symbolized by a horse's head and governed by twin horse-headed celestial physicians of the gods, the Ashwini Kumaras. So they have like human bodies and horse heads, and they are healers. And that's something that I connect to a lot. So that's kind of like the root origin of the word. I might, and there's lots of different meanings, but what I've grew up hearing was, you're a horse. Like my brother would just call me a horse. And I always thought about it as a warrior horse. But anyways, the symbol, so the horse symbol to me right now, the way I connect to it right now is, when I think of horse, I think of strong, majestic, free, fast. And these are all qualities that I want to embody. I think this little girl is very, 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 very strong. And that's kind of what I wish to carry with me: strength and beauty, inside and out. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's kind of the connection that I made. This is what I have so far on this closet door, and I'm just going to keep adding to it. Oh yeah, I made that at an art hive. I'm going to have fun editing this. I've been rambling so much. I started just talking in my videos, like unscripted. Before, I used to prep everything. So these are the things that I'm going to talk about in this order. I'm going to say this line, whatever. The more you do it, it's done. Okay. So thank you so much for listening to me. I wanted to talk a little bit about how symbols develop, how we make connections, and how things unfold in art and art therapy. You don't have to do art therapy for you to gain insight and make connections. Yeah, so I'm actually really curious if you are willing to answer in the comments below, like, what do you see when you see this? Like, what do you feel? All right. I'll see you next time.